Welcome guys, welcome to Rapid F1 News. If you want to be kept up to date with Rapid F1 News, rapidly even, then don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Okay, so after the debacle at the Japanese Grand Prix with the awful weather and literally atrocious weather, Verstappen and Leclerc have urged Pirelli to make an F1 change. So what they're saying here is that the Formula 1 World Champion Max Verstappen and Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc have both urged tyre supplier Pirelli to improve its extreme wet rubber at Grand Prix. The Japanese Grand Prix teams utilised the green-walled intermediate tyre despite standing water and spray at Suzuka, out of a fear of using the blue extreme wet weather tyre, which has warm-up issues and deemed not fit to use. Now that's a real worry, because obviously you want to have a tyre that's going to be working in the wet weather. You need one that's going to warm up quickly, and obviously it's going to be difficult because the tyres are wet, they're going to lose heat very quickly, and so getting them up to temperature is going to be a problem. Only when the FIA required the use of extreme tyres did the drivers fit them, although they were quickly abandoned when the race resumed after a 2-hour delay. With the Singapore Grand Prix also running similar conditions, whereby teams avoided the wet tyre at all costs, and the event had the start time pushed back an hour, two-time world champion Verstappen and Leclerc called for Pirelli to improve its product. I don't want to take a dig out of anyone, but I think we need better rain tyres, Verstappen explained. If you saw what we could do in the 1990s or the early 2000s with the amount of water on the track, there is a big difference to today. I'm very happy to have a few test days and try all the different kinds of tyres, but we need better rain tyres. The extremes are just slow and they can't really carry a lot of water away. That's why everyone always tries to switch very quickly to the intermediate, because it is just so much faster over a lap. And he also said, you can see from one lap to the next, we went from extreme to the inter today, and we went from nearly 5 seconds faster, and it's just too big. That's why nobody really wants to run the extreme tyre, and when it rained like it did when the red flag came out, you would have put extreme tyres on. I think it would still be really difficult to drive. And I think he's right. Leclerc said, for his part, he's talking about the visibility. I think the big problem of these cars is just visibility. So whatever we can do to try and improve the visibility and minimise the spray, especially behind the cars, this will be hugely beneficial, because I believe that sometimes we can actually run for the conditions of the track. But just because of visibility, because it's so dangerous being behind and you don't see anything, that we don't end up running at all. You should try and find a solution, try to minimise the spray. Maybe there's a way they can do that. I don't know how they would do that logistically to minimise the spray. I mean, if you saw some of the pictures in the Suzuka race, the spray from the car in front was awful, and I don't know how any of them could see what they were doing. And obviously there was an incident with the crane as well, which you could barely see. If you look at my previous video, if you look at the thumbnail, you can see the crane there, but it's barely visible. So obviously it's going to be very difficult, but hopefully Pirelli will be changing the extreme weather tyres and maybe hoping to find a way to make them work a little bit better. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, whether you think that they need a change in tyres, or do they just need a change in the rules to say, look, if the weather's going to be that bad, just don't race. Just don't do it. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.